Hi everyone, Jana Oliveira here for Oscraps.com, and we are going to do a little layout today. I'm gonna go through how I did my layout here for you, and I'm gonna to show you what I'm using today. I'm using today the Jobkey Designs Jetta and Tucson masks, and also from Jobkey Early Morning Rain. And from Editor Ranka Design, Emotions Make Us Humans, and this one is Shame. And let's start here. I started with one of the papers from the Early Morning Rain, this kind of canvas background. And this is the picture that I'm going to use. I added this picture on my phone, and I did some blurred background when I took the picture, so I'm going to use that. So let's get started. So I want here the picture to take the center of the layout. So what I did here, I put the mask and on the kind of center-ish of the layout, and I just created a clipping mask, which you can do, go into layer and create a clipping mask, and it's going to clip on your mask there. So now what we would like to create now, I think we have here a base, and I always start my base with the picture to see what I can do now to blend this whole view and give this picture a frame in the whole layout. Of course, if you are a more simple scrapper, you don't have to use a lot of things, but if you're an artsy scrapper like me, then you're going to start to think about how I can start blending this layout and bring the background to the front, and then I use, in my case, just some little embellishments. So let's get started with what we have. I thought one way to get it started is taking advantage of the masks and not using them just for pictures, but you know, she has some very nice masks here, and would be fun to use them as a background to help me out. So I'm going to grab this one over here that has this kind of texture edges, and I'm gonna drag to the background. The picture unclipped there, so I'm gonna put Option Alt and click there and grab this other mask, make it bigger. I'm gonna turn and start creating that background. So let's grab this one. So as you see now, I created on the two inverted points of the layout. Now we can just clip some papers and see what happens. So I have this paper here. I'm gonna just drag and clip there. I'm gonna clip my picture again. And now I'm gonna grab a paper for this one on the Okay, so we have kind of a base here, and we can start bringing some more textures. So in the Editor Ranka kit, there is some splashes here, so I'm gonna bring those. It'll be fun. See if she has, oh, she has a nice orange paper. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring again another mask. The same way traditional scrapbookers, they layer things with paper or pattern paper, we can lay, you know, create layers of the dimension with paints and masks. So I'm gonna stretch this mask a little bit, and now I'm gonna bring that orange paper, which is fun. Our orange always bring a nice contrast to blue. Really like that. I actually think I'm going to duplicate both layers so we have a copy of the same. I'm gonna select one of them and just bring a little bit here for this edge here, but I don't want it to be the same, so I'm going to just invert like this. There we go. Really fun. Now I'm gonna bring these plats here to the top so we can see them. I think I'm going to give them just a little bit of bevel. So let's go here to the Photoshop elements, you know, the regular ones that they have, and just maybe give this a little bit of bevel there. This one is called Simple Emboss, right? Oh, that was too strong. Let's see. But actually, we can go to the layer. Let's go to the layer here. And I'll make it really tiny. Just a tiny bit. There it is. Like, you can see there is just a tiny bit. So you can do that. Let me see if the Jobki has some more things to bring to the background. Because he's dealing with water, you know, he's putting his hands on the water. Would be fun to bring some droplets. That would be fun. Let me just close. Just make sure you pay attention while you're closing, because when I was recording, I closed the layout. I have to start again. That was not fun. So let's see, we have some droplets. Of course, it's gonna go whatever. If you're, you know, a garden or something, then she has some flowers here. Let's see what else she has here. Oh, she has this nice gesso here. So let's grab the gesso. Really love those. So as you can see, we start to build that extra texture around the layer, the picture. I'm gonna duplicate Command Control J and bring it here. But put underneath the splats. And maybe a little bit like this. So okay. I'm gonna give a Command Control J and pretend like this is falling. So I'm gonna keep duplicating and different different size of droplets, like up and down, so it really feels like it's falling. Maybe I could put, let's see if we can add a, if it's gonna look good, a very small drop shadow. So get a very soft drop shadow. Oh, am I on the wrong layer? Yeah, but actually that one needed as well, so I'm gonna put this too. This is the stitches here. I'm just adding 10, 3, and 75. Let let me go ahead and add now to the droplets, but as you can see, it creates like a very big shadow. So I'm going to just reduce it. And I'm gonna change this color to a lighter color. Yeah. So we are going to right click and choose copy layer style, and I'm just going to now paste the layer style on the other droplets. Paste. So we can have some realism there. So now I really like the background and these droplets. I just want right here on the corner some elements like strips of paper or things that we can then we can finalize those. Really love this banner here. Maybe a hint of yellow to break the color, because we have orange. I'm gonna change the layer underneath the stitches and just close. So okay, here what I did, I put a strip of papers and I just have to create a shadow. So I'm going to use the regular Photoshop shadow here and the date just there. And what I want to show you here what I did with this little banner here. So I changed the color of the banner, and as you can see here there is a gradient fill. And the way I did that, I'm going to do with this one here. You can get in Photoshop Elements this smart brush, and you can just, so in the plus here, you just brush inside and it's going to, oops, went too much. You want to select that. And go minus, so you select, I'm really doing a bad job here just so you can have an idea, but you're going to see that it creates this layer here with the gradient tool. And then what you can do is come here and change your blend mode or change your gradient and create a color. As you can see here, it changes the color there, so you can, you know, give it a little bit more oomph. And if you have other gradients, then you can change that. I would then select this layer, put on top of the banner whatever you're changing the color, and just clip to that paper, so it's just going to be available on that whatever element you're using. So, and Command Control D to deselect. So you just go to the smart brush and select whatever you want, and you can change the color of that particular element that you want. So that's a good thing to do. So I change here because we have this orange, and I change here, and I just used, you know, few elements. I'm not a person that uses a lot of elements, so I'm just now going to end with a date here, and I'm going to write my journaling over here. But then before that, I want to show you the word art. So the word art, I want it to be like this here. And I will pick a color from his shirt. Maybe this dark blue. So we're gonna go to edit, fill layer, preserve transparency. And now I'm gonna go to the styles here and let's create a bevel. Then you can play with whatever you want and modify the bevel there. Then I would go double click on the FX and it's gonna open the panel here. I always like to include a little bit of drop shadow, so I can do kind of effect like this, and just gonna reduce the distance there, increase the opacity so it's a little bit more, it's softer, and I would put not so dark, kind of like a grayish kind of effect. So then you can create your own word art like that. So yeah, and just now we need to do the journaling, and I'll post the final with the journaling at the blog post of this tutorial. So to check the tutorial, if you're not watching this at the blog, just go to oscraps.com, click blog, and we have a category there for tutorials, and you can see all the tutorials there. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.